My name is Frank Sammons, and I'm a student at Manchester University. And I'll be doing my clinical prevention education video on weight certifications for wrestling. This is used to determine a minimum wrestling weight and how quickly the wrestler can lose the weight. They are able to take this test as many times as they can until they pass, and they are also able to retest throughout the year to get to a lower weight class if they choose to, but they have to pass at least one weight class in order to compete. The test consists of 3 different measurements of their current body weight, hydration based on their specific gravity of their urine, body fat percentage that's determined by skin-fold calipers, and then all these numbers are put into www.trackwrestling.com, and it calculates the athlete's minimum weight class they can currently wrestle at, and also gives a progression of dates on when they can get there. This restricts rapid weight loss and also helps restrict and limit unhealthy dieting and athletes being unhealthily underweight. This allows athletes to stay at a healthy weight and lose the weight in a healthy time frame in order to get to their weight class. The program is really nice and beneficial for each school to have. However, the institution or the program would have to pay for it and sign up for it. The first part of the weight certification test is the hydration testing, which is done by using a refractometer to measure the specific gravity of the athlete's urine. This is done by having the athlete urinate into a cup and then pouring it onto the refractometer to measure the specific gravity. The stipulation for the athletic trainer, though, is that he has to be physically present and see the urine enter the cup to rule out any false tests. So you take the urine and you would pour it onto the refractometer, and it would give you a specific gravity. For the use of the test, I'm just using water because it could also be used to zero out the machine with it being 1.0 even. And in order to pass the hydration testing portion, is their urine specific gravity has to be below 1.02. If they fail, they cannot proceed to the next step of the testing until they have passed it. The second part of the test is just getting the athlete's current weight. You can use this by getting on any scale you can find and then recording the numbers and putting it into the software. With them being wrestlers, they like to weigh as little as possible, so they will typically weigh naked. So privacy and discretion is advised when performing this part of the test. For the third part of this test, they use skin-fold measurements with skin-fold calipers. They use 3 different sites. They use the tricep, the subscapularis, and the abdominal. The tricep is a vertical fold, and the measuring point is located halfway between the acromion and the olecranon process. For the subscapularis, you locate the inferior angle, and just below that, you gain a diagonal fold to measure. For the abdominal, you have a horizontal fold, and it is located approximately 1 to 2 inches right of the umbilicus. There's 3 trials measured for each of the sites, and each of the 3 trials is put into the software, and it will calculate the athlete's body fat percentage. In a study done by Minton, O'Neill, and Torres McGehee, they tested that the digital refractometers are just as valid and reliable as manual readings for urine-specific gravity. So based on their findings, it is safe to say that the refractometer used to measure the specific gravity of the athlete's urine was the correct and proper tool to use to measure this. In a study done by Orphandew, McCarter, Birmingham, Matheson, and Goldner, they used different instruments to measure body fat. They used skin-fold calipers, ultrasound, and computed tomography. They showed that using skin-fold calipers is a superior method to measure body fat in a clinical setting, and this would lead to the numbers obtained for these tests to be more accurate and correct in the best way to collect the data. Also attached are my references for this project.